Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking Carlos King. Carlos King did an interview today with Sheridan Davis. Shout out to her. She's apparently a raindrop and was also flew out to the Bold and Bougie premiere, and it sounds like, according to Carlos King, it has not been renewed yet, that they are waiting. And he made an interesting comment, so I want to recap some of the things in this interview, and thank you so much, Sheridan, for indexing it so I could just go to the pieces of the interview that I knew I needed to have a reaction about. And nonetheless, she asked him, about what he feels about reality TV right now and all of this breaking of the fourth wall, right? Of putting out their production. And Carlos King, you guys, is wanting to put out there that breaking the fourth wall can be good and bad because it gives more insight into the show. And what does he bring up, you guys? He brings up the cast trip and production paying for the cast trip. Now, what show of Carlos King's has recently had a cast trip, and there is a whole thing on social media about who paid for what on said cast trip, you guys? And he wanted to make it a point that production paid for it, right? And it's like, really? Like, why is this such a thing? Why is this such a thing? I don't understand at all, right? And so then he threw another shot and said what's ruining the shows, what's ruining reality TV is the stars, the talent that are running to social media, that are playing up drama on their social media platforms that might be a whole different narrative than what's being aired on the show. But they're gaining more attention and going viral on social media to, go with a different narrative or whatever. And I'm like, what do you mean play up? Are you trying to imply that somebody or somebodies are not themselves or not being authentic? I don't know. And then he wanted to talk about, the opinions of the people online and the people who critique him and everything else. He said he has no problem with people reading him. Yeah, he does. Says that, the issue. Oh, and then Sheridan was like to him, what do you think of people saying that you having a Messy Monday show is a conflict of interest? And Carlos King had the worst pretend to be shock face I've ever seen. Basically said that, basically tried to come for the haters, right? Tried to say, oh, well, before you guys said that I needed to focus on my own shows, and now that I do focus on my own shows, now it's a conflict of interest. And then he said, now he just does his videos and goes home, you guys. It's funny, so many people now are saying that they're above the drama and they're above the mess, but they are the mess. Can you make it make sense? Make it make sense, right? And so now he is using his sexual orientation and the fact that he's black and a male as the reason that he's being called messy. No. There's people who are messy in all forms. It doesn't matter. You can have a choice on how you're going to present yourself and what type of organization and brand you're going to run. You choose to run a messy and dysfunctional one. It is what it is. Just own it. Just own it, right? And so then he's saying that people are spreading lies about him and things without facts and all these things. But then he doesn't want to come out and specifically say what it is that people are saying that aren't true. So that's kind of like, I thought that could have been a good follow-up as to, okay, give us some examples of, what people are saying that is completely false, or what is the wildest rumor that you've heard about yourself as it pertains to these reality TV shows and this and that. Then he wanted to go on a little rant about the editing comments and said as though, you guys don't complain about editing when your fave, has a good episode or they look good in a certain episode, but the moment that they don't have a favorable appearance on an episode, now all of a sudden it's edited and Carlos King manipulated the person and blah, 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 blah. And Carlos King forced them to say things that they never said and all of these things and trying to rewrite history. And so he's trying to claim that he holds himself accountable, that he holds himself up to a certain standard in which he likes to, if he's wrong about something, he'll call it out, he'll apologize or whatever. But only identified, I believe, an issue with Garcelle and Sutton from Beverly Hills Housewives. Did not address anything as all of the darkness that's taking place in the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector, you guys. And so then also says that, he is a public figure now. Because the question was asked, what are you going to do about the haters and this and that, right? And he says that he's not just a producer anymore, that he is a public figure, he is a celebrity, he has a lot to lose, you guys. So nonetheless, nobody is worth him losing everything. And he sees the YouTube thumbnails. I can't feel like these are personal shots, Carlos King, to certain people. But nonetheless, says he sees certain YouTube thumbnails. He sees, certain titles and all of these things. And basically claims that he doesn't take anything personal, and basically that if you do not have his phone number, then you don't have a problem with him, and it doesn't make sense for you to go on live or you to be on social media dragging him, and you do have his phone number, but you don't call him to directly address the issue. Now, I found this comment interesting, because I don't know if this was shade at Mel or not, but when Mel told you directly to your face the issues that she felt she was having and felt your alleged involvement in the show, you did the mute challenge and brought out Sonny and Moses. So where was the accountability and the ownership and all of the things then, right? And so, nonetheless, he wants to then go into, his belief systems and how he believes in God and how the Lord can giveth and take it away and all of these things. And then also the advice that he gave to the host about love and marriage was to find a man, a boyfriend, a fiance, or husband who is way more into you and in love with you than you are them, because they're going to go out of their way to protect you and respect you and wouldn't want to lose you. Whereas if it's the other way around, they're not going to do such things, you guys. And then he went into a whole spiel about how special the Bell Collective is to him. The Bell Collective is going to be back in November, and wanted to highlight the fact that, the star of the show is a dark-skinned, full-figured black woman who's gorgeous and is the backbone of the show, but feels that everybody on the show is a star, and he's so excited for the show to come back. Didn't say anything about the renewals of the other shows. They were bouncing around that they needed a show in Chicago and some other places, but Carlos King had said in the beginning of their interview that reality TV was in a quote-unquote weird space right now, and I don't know where he's getting at with that, because I feel like there's reality TV galore. So I don't understand why his shows, well, I do know why some of his shows may be in limbo, right? But nonetheless, you had the opportunity to change the direction of the show. You wasted on Love and Marriage Huntsville focusing the show on the demise of Mel and Tel and all of the fallout, and the cast sitting back and watching, eating popcorn, contributing absolutely nothing. So nonetheless, when we get to Love and Marriage Huntsville, we don't really talk too much about it. They pretty much, talk about how it's on hiatus. Carlos King pretends that he's so sad about it, but I know he's not, because he's hyping up Detroit and how excited he is for Detroit. And obviously that's where he's from. So obviously he's really trying to get those views up. And talked about the YouTuber said that she only watches like maybe 2 or 3 YouTube channels that cover Love and Marriage Huntsville, and she flat out told Carlos King that there is too much drama going on between YouTube and social media that she's not featuring, that she's not filling, right? Well, my thing is this. Welcome to the club, right? Welcome to the club. But my problem is if you sat and watched this interview and you had no idea of some of the shenanigans that Carlos King did partake in, you would feel empathy and you would feel sorry for Carlos King, right? You would be like, oh my gosh, who is trying to take Carlos King's crown? Who is trying to destroy him, right? But then when you realize all the times that he claps back on his Messy Mondays, all the times that he likes to throw shots and subliminals on his own social media platforms that he claims he doesn't run, and admits in this interview that he's very much aware of all of the haters and all the things that people say about him, but previously had said as well that he has no clue that he's a social media manager person running it. No. No, this is what I mean. So it sounds like he very much wanted to respond to certain people and cuss certain people out, but he knows that he can't because he knows he'll get dragged, which is why he said he's pivoting from his podcast. He doesn't want to review shows as much anymore. Let's keep it a buck, because people were dragging him. He's claiming it was because he was bored, but no, it was because people were dragging him. That's why he's focusing more on interviews and focusing Messy Mondays to really his shows, right? But we know what the real tea is. And this is why you do pre-recorded videos for your reviews now. Because you do not want to see the live chat actively while you're trying to review the show of people dragging you and calling you out and you getting in your feelings. And them hitting the nail on the head with some of their points and some of their commentary. But just keep it a buck, Carlos. We don't have to do a song and dance. We don't have to do Ring Around the Rosie as to why you have switched up since you have had your own platform as a blogger, right? We know what the tea is, right? You guys cannot handle the smoke. You can't. But you're going to blame all of these other things instead of just saying what it is versus what it's not. But we can all read between the lines. We all understand what you're saying. So, nonetheless, there was that. You guys are free to check out the interview for yourselves, to see what you thought. I mean, again, this is a raindrop. This is somebody who loved, I think one of their favorite interviews they said was Carlos King's interview with Funky Dineva. So, but it was interesting in the comments because the comments that were just overall praising the interview, I didn't see a response or a like to. But there was one comment that was basically coming for Mel, you guys. And I want to read this because this is the comment that the person chose to interact with. And I found that very interesting. Of all of the commentary, you're going to leave a comment on the one where Mel unnecessarily is being called out and being accused of ruining the show and being accused of all of these things. And, you're gonna be in the comments, oh, well, I really didn't say anything about, Mel specifically or whatever. We didn't even talk about that. And I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go, you guys. Here we go. But nonetheless, there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.